Welcome to day 95 of my journey through meditation. And today I felt super exciting. I feel so good in myself. I'm making progress with my fitness, making leaps on that side. I've got my Christmas tree up, so I'm starting to feel the Christmassy Christmas lights, the feeling, the excitement behind that. And I was talking with a very a special man, I guess. A special man. I don't really know what to call him. But he's quite special in he's quite unique in the way that he thinks. And he's special to me. So let's call him a special man. I don't know. I was talking with him today, and he got to the stage where I was talking about how I used to not talk about my feelings at all, and now in the road to being authentic and vulnerable, for me it's okay to talk about my feelings. But also with that, it was also explaining that I accept all the feelings that come to me, that I experience. And I accept all the feelings in a way that I might not like them, but they are accepted by me. And that means that no feeling whatsoever is unallowed in my body. But I noticed that when I explained all this, that I found myself feeling a little bit vulnerable, that there was no reply, and there wasn't a reason for a reply. But I think it was because I was vulnerable and I was honest and I was authentic, and in doing so, even though there's no reason for me to feel this way, I just felt a bit vulnerable. And when I felt a bit vulnerable before in my life, when I put myself out there, my past experience has been that I have been maybe taken advantage or hurt, but also at the same time, that's been my experience, and it doesn't mean that it's going to be my experience every single time. So the way I feel is courageous, because I have taken a leap out of my comfort zone. I have shown myself to be who I truly am, and it being no consequence of what that other person says or does or how they are. It's like, yeah, this is how I am, this is how I express myself. And I did notice there was a little bit of vulnerability there, but in the past I would have felt very scared about that. But now it's like I'm presenting myself, this is who I am. It doesn't determine someone else's opinion of me, and if it does determine an opinion, it's their journey. It doesn't change who I am. And it's taken a while for me to get to the stage where I feel courageous in talking about how I feel. And sometimes it's easier, oftentimes it's easier for me to talk to YouTube or LinkedIn. And the people that are closer to me, the people who are special and important to me, sometimes it feels a little bit harder, but this is a first step, or maybe more than one step, in just saying, well, this is who I am. You know, I have fears, I have beliefs, I have worries, I'm shy. This is who I am. And it's not expecting somebody else to change, it's just presenting myself to the world as my true self. And why wouldn't we want to present ourselves to the world as our true self? Because we're all perfect. We are all perfect inside. And even our weaknesses make us perfect as well, what we see as our weaknesses. So my weaknesses is perhaps my shyness. As sometimes I don't like to be, and it might seem strange to some people, I don't like to put myself out there because I feel that I'm going to be judged by other people. So I feel a little bit shy and I hang back a little bit. But really, the shyness, is that not a strength? And it's showing me that, number one, perhaps it's not the right time. Number two, my shyness is allowing me to get a bit of a grip on what the reality of the situation is and to make a decision on what I do want. So, and it's also, number three, my shyness is also my authenticity, and it makes me kind of lovable because I'm not going out there and say, look at me, look at who I am. So there's a certain hanging back with me. So what we sometimes see as our perhaps weaknesses might not be that way. And sometimes I can be stubborn, but my stubbornness has allowed me to keep going. I see it as a determination, not a stubbornness. So I'm determined to keep forging forward no matter what challenges are presented to me. I just keep forging forward. My stubbornness has also helped me to keep going through tough situations. It's also helped me to keep practicing things that at one point I didn't feel I was very good at, and over time I have perfected. I can remember at school I first joined the swimming team and my best stroke was my backstroke, but they asked me to practice the front crawl, and by the end of that season my best stroke, my fastest stroke, was my front crawl. So it just shows you determination, stubbornness, weaknesses, whatever you think your weaknesses are in fact your strengths. So day 95, I think we're on. Your strengths, your weaknesses are your strengths. And I'll speak to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.